Okay, so California Association of Realtors, our forms, contracts, and transaction files, and how to navigate all of that. That's what we're talking about today. So you've passed your test, you've got your license, you've aligned in business with us at Keller Williams, and now you're at that point where you need to learn how to either fill out a report in a buyer representation agreement or a listing agreement or a residential purchase agreement or something like this. And so you're wondering how, what, and where. So the where is CAR.org. The California Association of Realtors is the organization that we pay into where the group of attorneys put these documents together on our behalf. And so all we have to do at that point is be able to discern what boxes to check and what to type in, what fill in the blank. And so what I've discovered is the very best way to learn this is to jump in and try it yourself first, send it to me for review. I'll respond with an email with all of the notes on what you could do differently or better, or the things that you might not have understood or gone through. This forces you to read the document, and you actually will learn the document faster if we do it this way. And then you and I can jump on a Zoom after, and we can discuss more about like what each line means and all of that. Of course, we can do that. So the first thing you're going to go to do, you're going to do is you're going to go to CAR.org, and you're going to go to transactions right here and click on Access Now right here, CAR member benefits access now. Yours might when it first comes up on the screen, it might look more like circles. That's fine. You're going to find the one that says transactions. Then we're going to click on continue to transaction. Once this opens, this is where your library of forms lives. This is not where you're going to keep track of your files. You're going to keep track of your files within the brokerage. This is simply the place that you can go to obtain the documentation. So CAR.org, you log in through transactions, and then in the upper left corner, you've got some tools. You've got new, import, and RPR right up here on the left. See that? We're going to click on new, and we're going to create a new transaction in the new transact because there used to be something else called zip forms. You're going to click on new, and this is opening up a little folder, so to speak, and it might ask you to put in a code to verify that you are who you say you are. So that'll be sent to your email that's on file. Your login credentials for CAR were sent to you by the board office when you first signed up. And so you'll click on that link, you'll change your password, and then that will be your login credentials for CAR.org moving forward. So once this opens up, it makes you jump through a couple of hoops. As you can see, the more you use this, the easier it will become. And so this is why we want you to use it often, like practice making, writing offers, practice writing listing agreements, buyer representation agreements. You're going to go over here on the right-hand side where it says new transaction. You're going to click on new transaction and create. I'm going to say, yes, I'm in a hurry. You can skim the article. I'm going to say, let's go for the purpose of this. And then here's a little video on how to create the transaction. We're just going to jump right into it. So we're going to select the type. We're going to do a purchase agreement. And then we're going to, I don't have any templates set up. That's going to be in a separate video. We're going to put in the property address. The property address is going to be, I'm just making it up. This is a property that I once sold. We're just going to, property type is residential. The year built was 1978. The listing price on it was $199. Listing date we're going to say is today. The listing expires in 3 months, 4 months, the end of the year. And then just putting some preliminary information in so that I can move on to the next step. The purchase price is going to be $210. Deposit is going to be $2,100. The offer date is also today. Offer expiration is going to be the day after tomorrow. You can also put some other dates in there if you want to. You can add some conditions in here. You don't have to do all of this right now. The main thing I just want to show you is how do you get to the point where you're actually accessing the document. So then you're create a new contact. Is there a buyer? First name is John A. Doe. I have to say this because otherwise YouTube won't let me post this. The email is johndoe@test.com. The cell phone number is 123-456-7891. There's no home phone, the street address, we don't care. We're going to click save. All right, so now we have our party. We're going to go ahead and now create the transaction. And now is when the time we get to pull our forms in. So we've got buyer documents here, and we're going to add paperwork. And the forms library is going to be the California Real Estate Association of Realtors is where this is going to be brought in from. And we're going to do we're going to do a California residential purchase agreement because we're going to make an offer today. There's your document. By the way, what's really cool about how California does this is they put all of your advisories and disclosure and everything all together with that package. So when you pull up the California Residential Purchase Agreement, what you're actually pulling up is the California Residential Purchase Agreement package, which is really cool because now you don't have to piecemeal the whole thing. So in order to make an offer, everything you need to make the offer is right here on this California Residential Purchase Agreement. So this first page is what we call the disclosure regarding real estate agency relationship. This is letting the client know that in the state of California, there are 3 types of agency. There's seller's agency, buyer's agency, and dual agency. All 3 are legal in the state of California. This document is simply disclosing that there is such thing as agency and what those 3 types are. It is not disclosing what the relationship actually is. This document is only disclosing that there are 3 types of agency and that all 3 are legal in the state of California. So it's important that you know that and you explain that to your client, that your client does have to sign this document before they sign any other document in real estate. Page 2 of this is simply the civil code that holds us all to the fiduciary agency standard. Then we jump right into the California Residential Purchase Agreement and joint escrow instructions. So this is designed for you to go through and fill out all of the necessary and appropriate check boxes and lines. And so I'm going to encourage you to go through this. I know that it looks like a lot because it is. And it's important. One of the biggest jobs that we have as a fiduciary to our clients is to know and understand this agreement. What's the best way to know and understand something? To read it. So I'm going to have you go through and read this document, fill it out to the very best of your ability, and then send it to me for my review and my notes. And then we can jump on another call or meet in person to go over it. So I'm going to click add so that I add this document into the paperwork. I'm going to click here to get rid of this thing, and then now I can click on here, and now I can actually fill out the form the way that I need to fill out the form. So again, I'm going to leave the rest of this to you to discern. Now you know how to get into C.A.R., what C.A.R. is there for us. The attorneys wrote these agreements for us. You know how to now add a document and create a new transaction and add that document in. And then now I'm going to encourage you to go through it. And then in another video, we'll actually go through the ABCs of writing an offer and making templates. So if you need any help, reach out. But for right now, you got this.